Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Graylan Stewart. Thanks for joining me for another Work Wednesdays. So I just got back from vacation. We went to Puerto Vallarta. Sorry, my voice is a little bit messed up. I've came in with a cold of some sort, but it's not the Rona, I promise. We had to have negative tests to get back on the plane. So anyway, we went to Puerto Vallarta, had a blast. It was really fun. We got to see a lot of things. I mean, in my opinion, we did the best two things that they offer in Puerto Vallarta. So if you ever go there, you definitely should check out Rhythm of the Nights. It's like a dinner. It's a dinner in the, what am I trying to think of? In the forest, out in the woods, and they've got the whole amphitheater built out in the woods. So it was really cool. It was our second time to go because we love it so much. But first time our kids got to actually see it, so that was cool. But the other thing that we did that was it's called Outdoor Adventures by Vallarta Adventures. Anyway, it was basically, it included we got to ride mules up the mountain. We took these big old 4x4 bus terrain things for a little while as well as a group, and then we got to do several different zip lines. But the zip linings are cool there because they weren't just regular ones like we've done that everywhere, but they actually had a zip line roller coaster that was kind of attached to a roller coaster kind of while you're zip lining, and it would dip you in the water and stuff. It had big slides within this thing. We rappelled down a waterfall, rappelled down just like in the middle of the woods on one other deal. But anyway, it was really cool. So if you ever go to Puerto Vallarta, it's my favorite place in Mexico, for sure. We've been to Cabo and several other places, but Puerto Vallarta is my favorite, just because it has the mountains right beside you. Then it's got the Atlantic or the Pacific Ocean, right next to that. So it's really cool. It's really pretty. But anyway, check it out. So yeah, we have our we just had our onboarding call, like the third onboarding call for our new system. And man, this new system is like, it's growing pains for sure. Sorry, I'm going to be getting a lot of drinks today probably. Just kind of getting some kind of cold or flu coming on, it feels like. Anyways, yeah, so this new system, we did our third onboarding, which was for like dispositions and transitions, just to train them on the new system. But man, I'm telling you, it's growing pains. It's tough. Just learning something completely new, aside from what we've been doing for 3 years, is hard. So we're still working all the bugs out. Obviously, it's not all fully functioning yet, but we're all trying to learn that. So it's a challenge because we're learning a new system, and at the same time, we're still using our old system because that's what we have to use for now. Because remember, systems run businesses. And we just have to have the people run the systems. So it's a challenge when you're trying to learn something new that you've never used. But at the same time, as I said before, the only reason why I'm even switching really is simply because it's got the KPIs right in front of you. And if you don't know what KPIs are, that's key performance indicators, which is really it keeps you accountable for your numbers, basically. Podio doesn't really do that. That's why I'm going away from it. But, sometimes I think, like, what am I doing? Well, my Podio does everything I need it to do. It's amazing. Like, it truly runs our business. It's everything. But it doesn't have the KPIs. And I'm not good at doing that often enough to where I actually pull the numbers, put them into spreadsheets, to be able to see all that. Because I don't like doing that. That's the only reason I'm actually moving to this other system, because it's got KPIs right in front of you, and it still does everything else my Podio does as well. So I know it's growing pains for now, but I think it'll be worth it in the long run. It's just a challenge getting everybody trained up on it, especially when you've been used to using something for so long. But it is what it is. So anyways, let me tell you about my trip a little bit more. It was super fun. We didn't get to take my son. He's older and he wanted to stay home at work, but I am taking him to Vegas actually this weekend for his 21st birthday. But So since he didn't go, we took my niece with us. So we still had 4 kids. So the last day, so the day before yesterday, last day we were there, my wife wakes up with like major pain, like in her abdomen and in her lower back a little bit, and we couldn't figure out why. But it just got worse and worse as the morning went on. So about an hour passed or so, and she was hurting so bad she couldn't even, do anything. So I went ahead and took her to the emergency room in Mexico, which was a challenge itself. The first one was a COVID-only emergency room, evidently. All they did was COVID stuff. So they pointed me to the direction to another one. It was just like another mile down the road. So we went to this other hospital, and they were thinking like maybe it's food poisoning, could be a kidney stone, could be appendix, anything, you know what I mean? So they had to run some tests. Anyways, they ran tests, found out it was kidney stones. So she actually had a stone right at the bottom of her urinary tract, I guess, and that was what's causing the pain, because it was blocking, from the urine to be able to get through. So sounds crazy, but that's what it was. So she had 2 options. They could operate right then and get it out, so the pain's gone, or they can give her some medicine to where she could hopefully, not have as much pain, but most likely every few hours it would probably come back, this and that. So she definitely didn't want to risk that, being on a plane, international flight, and having that kind of pain again. I mean, she couldn't take it. It was bad. I've never seen her hurt that bad. So she opted to go ahead and take care of it. So anyway, so she had surgery in Mexico, which was crazy. We were at the hospital probably, 30 hours or so total. So it wasn't that big a deal. She did have to stay the night. What's crazier is, in Mexico, they don't take American insurance. They don't take our insurance at all. And they want to know that they're going to get paid. So just when I was checking her in, I had to give them $800 just to guarantee, just for the checkup. And then once we decided on the surgery, they said, well, we don't know how much it's going to be, but we need to charge you, I think he said 200,000 pesos, which was like basically like 11 grand or something like that. So I was like, okay, that's crazy. But he's like, yeah, if we don't use all that, we'll reimburse you the rest. Or if it's more, we'll charge you a little more. So long story short, yeah, they charged me $11,000. After it was all said and done, it did actually cost like $12,500. So we had to pay a little bit more, which was not that big a deal because my wife was pain free now. But I just started thinking like, we're super blessed that we had the money to be able to do that. Because what if we didn't? She would have had to go home in all that pain, and who knows, try to get into the doctor, the next day or whatever. So super thankful that we were able to do it. It's because of Wholesaling Real Estate. We've got a bunch of cash in the bank, thank goodness. So it wasn't that big a deal. But of course, it sucked, having to pay for that. But at the same time, we started thinking, well, in the States, that would probably cost, who knows, 30 or 40,000 if it was, 12,000 there. So it's probably a blessing that it happened there. The doctor was nice. He spoke pretty decent English, so he could tell us everything going on. So it was really good. So anyways, yeah, I literally left the hospital, yesterday morning, went and checked out. Kids stayed there by themselves. And then I picked her up and we went to the airport. So she's doing fine now. Everything's good, but just sore and stuff. But that's to be expected. So anyways, yeah, that's our crazy story from Mexico. But yeah, so right now, work-wise, we've got a ton of deals. We've got, 15 or 16, 17, somewhere in there in escrow. And it's tough. We only have 2 of those that are assigned currently. So we are bottlenecked at dispositions right now. And it's tough. My dispo manager is just overwhelmed right now because there's so many that we got to get rid of, which is a good problem. But at the same time, it's literally a bottleneck, at dispo. So I'm probably going to have to jump in and help her a little bit just so we can get some properties moved, because we don't like to hold on to them for a long time. We want to try to get them sold as fast as possible. So it's just tougher. We've got a bunch of them, so I'm going to help her do that. But anyways, yeah, so that's where we're at. Tomorrow I'm actually headed to Vegas with my son, so that'll be fun. It's his 21st. He wanted to go to Vegas for his birthday, so that's what we're doing. So that'll be really cool. But anyways, thank you guys for listening to me ramble. I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hopefully my voice gets better overnight. But anyways, give me a thumbs up if you don't mind, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.